Cash doing a fork this afternoon. The software update sending it lower by more than 5%. But Bitcoin Cash is still the best performing large cap coin over the last month. So what will it mean for the crypto going forward? Who better to ask than Bitcoin Jesus himself? Roger Ver joins us on the phone from Bangkok, where he's at, of course, a Bitcoin conference. Roger, great to have you back.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me again.
So explain to us what exactly will happen with this update, and why do you think the coin traded lower into the update?
I think it's good to call it an update rather than a fork, because there was no fork. It was just simply an update to make room for even more people around the world to be able to use Bitcoin Cash as money and in commerce for the world. That's what actually gives it its underlying value, is that you can use it in commerce to pay for things. Whereas a lot of these other, tokens out there have just kind of turned into speculative assets that don't actually have any utility. Whereas Bitcoin Cash is targeting being used as money for the entire world. And just last night we were at the Bitcoin Center Thailand, where you can literally pay in Bitcoin Cash for your meal and beer and coffee and all that sort of thing. And it's really, really popular here in Thailand. And then tomorrow I fly to Hong Kong for the B-Commerce Conference put on by the Canadian billionaire Calvin Ayre, who's all in on Bitcoin Cash as well, because he realizes that it has usefulness as money for the world, and that's what we're busy building. So the entire point of the upgrade was to make room for the entire world to be able to use Bitcoin Cash as money. And right now, Bitcoin Cash has somewhere around the ballpark of 30 times the transactional throughput capacity of Bitcoin Core at this point. So if you're a business looking to build infrastructure upon a cryptocurrency, Bitcoin Cash looks like the best choice, because it has room for you and all your friends to come on board the Bitcoin Cash bandwagon.
When you compare the transaction speeds, Bitcoin Cash is clearly built for transactions, but at this point, the liquidity is in the other cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin as well as Ethereum, and a lot of platforms are being built out in emerging markets, for instance, based on Bitcoin, because they want to go to where the cryptocurrency that has liquidity. At what point, Roger, do you say, you know what, in order for Bitcoin Cash to really catch on, it's got to have a critical mass in terms of liquidity and market cap?
Well, remember that the Bitcoin Cash market cap and price today is more than what Bitcoin Core's was just one single year ago. Back when they were, there was only one Bitcoin at that point. They split into both Bitcoin Core and Bitcoin Cash on August 1st of last year. So the fact that Bitcoin Cash has a bigger market cap than Bitcoin did just a year ago, that's a pretty darn bullish sign. You have just about the same amount of merchant adoption for both. All the big boys like Coinbase's and blockchain.info and BitPay's also have full support for both Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin Core. And all the new innovation is taking place on top of Bitcoin Cash. It's no longer taking place on top of Bitcoin Core. And that's why you see all of these existing businesses building their new products on top of Bitcoin Cash. Just like myself as the CEO of Bitcoin.com, we're building all of our new infrastructure, and all of our focus is on building on top of Bitcoin Cash because it actually works, whereas Bitcoin Core at this point, sadly, it breaks my heart to say this, but it's slow, expensive, and unreliable. And it's that by intentional design of these core developers that managed to fork the economic code of the project and take it in a completely different direction than the path that it was on that originally made it into this worldwide phenomenon and success that it is today. So if you change the economic code, you're going to change the economic outcome, and that's what they've done with Bitcoin Core. And the economic path that Bitcoin Cash is on is the one that led to Bitcoin's original success. So that's why I'm incredibly bullish on Bitcoin Cash for the exact same reasons I was bullish on Bitcoin back in 2011 when I became the first investor in the world to start investing in this space.
Hey, Roger, so it seems like Bitcoin Core,
Man, they go on forever. I was going to split that video up in two, but let's go ahead and talk about Bitcoin Jesus, Roger Ver. I know he's not very popular because whenever I do share any kind of content, the comments are hilarious. But so if you've been following my channel, I've been preaching diversification, and I actually even regretted in the beginning, I was telling people that I wish I bought more EOS than I did Bitcoin Cash, and because I use Coinbase and that trading platform GDAX, it was easier for me to just buy and have limit orders ready to go to buy Bitcoin Cash. And now when they were showing the returns, I didn't even realize that my Bitcoin Cash purchases were actually a better rate of return than, at least for now too, and this could all be hype, than EOS, which is really impressive. I didn't realize that Bitcoin Cash had went up 75%. And what's interesting is, I've used Bitcoin Cash. I mean, Litecoin and Bitcoin Cash are basically the two currencies I use to send just because the transaction fees were very low. But Bitcoin transaction fees are coming down, and so is Ethereum. So it's just interesting that at the end of the day, it's going to be hard to see what's going to happen. I mean, no one has a crystal ball, so I just stay diversified. And like I said, I feel like I bought a little too much Bitcoin Cash compared to EOS and some of the other larger coins. But for now, it looks like it was not a bad move. And like I said, there's a lot of stigma to Bitcoin Cash. So, and it is interesting when Bitcoin is sometimes down, Bitcoin Cash will rally. So let me know your thoughts and your opinions. Go ahead and troll Roger Ver. There's some great videos on YouTube if you haven't had a chance. So definitely check that out. And let me know your thoughts, and hopefully you guys like the shades. I've been getting good comments, so maybe I'll do a couple more videos with different shades. But yeah, so thank you for watching, and I will talk to you guys soon.